her brother, and Skylar Beaumont, recently bridging their families, finally ending a feud that had spanned 4 generations, gave the atmosphere a lively, friendly vibe. Isla shook her head. A Beaumont and a Wakefield together. After years of hearing about how their great-great-grandfather's friendship had ended when the Beaumont put the Wakefield in prison for smuggling contraband into Alaska, she never thought she'd see the day. Or be okay with it. But her brother seemed so happy, and Skylar's presence in his life made Isla feel better about traveling the world the way she wanted to, fighting against her overprotective instincts. Since the spring, she'd been to Australia, California, and South Africa. She was home for the holidays, enough time to figure out what her next adventure would be. As long as she could avoid the discussion about her future that she knew her dad would try to initiate when he got the chance. From across the room, he waved for her to join him and the group he was chatting with, people she recognized from his law firm. He was a semi-retired defense attorney, but still kept a finger on the pulse of the business in Port Serenity, taking on a case or two every year, usually high-profile ones that earned him praise and recognition. He was the best at what he did, helping a lot of innocent people avoid jail time or unfair sentencing. And it was no secret he wished she'd follow in his footsteps. She pretended not to see the gesture. She needed more time before that conversation, and besides, she was there to enjoy herself. As much as she could, anyway. These formal events had always been part of her life, but she'd never quite felt comfortable attending them. She preferred hiking boots and jeans to evening gowns and heels any day. "Hey, sis," Dex said, coming up next to her, Skylar on his arm. "Hi," she said, accepting a hug while eyeing Skylar's dress. The tight, designer, floor-length black gown wasn't Isla's taste, but it suited the Coast Guard captain perfectly, complementing her flawless figure. Isla knew Skylar was also secretly appraising her choice of a Christmas red mini. "You look beautiful," Isla told her sincerely. "You too," Skylar said, and her shoulders relaxed a little. Obviously, they were sticking to the unvoiced pact to leave the past in the past and move on after years of not getting along. Which was good, because the huge rock on Skylar's left ring finger was a reminder they'd be family soon. Family. Was she really family? Instinctively, Isla's hand returned to the pendant around her neck, and she took a quick gulp of champagne before nodding toward the ring. "Congratulations again, you two." She'd been portal-edge camping on the side of a mountain in California when her brother had called with the good news. Good thing she'd been harnessed in. Despite knowing the 2 high school sweethearts had reunited and were living together, the union hadn't felt fully solidified to her. She'd been nervous that Skylar might have a change of heart about settling down in their hometown. "Thank you," Skylar said, clinging tighter to Dex. Her brother kissed his fiancée's forehead with tender affection that had Isla looking away quickly. Her brother was definitely the romantic in the family. He'd pined over Skylar for years when his secret ex-girlfriend had left Port Serenity to attend the Coast Guard Academy. Isla had adopted more of a love-'em-and-leave-'em approach to relationships. "New tattoo?" Dex said, glancing at her arm where the ink was still fresh. The words, "You're fine, keep going," were imprinted in black ink along her inner forearm. It was one of her personal mantras when challenges seemed out of reach. Lately, she'd been tattooing such messages on her body as reminders. Something about the words seeping into her skin made them harder to ignore. She nodded. "Got it in South Africa the day before flying home." Other people collected trinkets as souvenirs from the places they visited. Isla preferred to commemorate her experiences with tattoos. She knew her brother wasn't a huge fan of the